In the previous video, we learned some examples about supervised learning. In this video, we're going to learn what is unsupervised learning, which is the other section of machine learning. In supervised learning, we have a labeled data. It's like learning when you have a teacher. Okay, if you are a kid and you are learning and you do some mistakes, you can show it to the teacher and teacher going to correct it. Or the teacher is going to tell you that this is an apple, so it's a labeled, it's supervised by the teacher. The teacher is telling you that this thing is an apple, okay? But in unsupervised learning, it's like you are learning without a teacher. You have no idea. You're going to do it by yourself according to whatever the pattern you find. So let's say we have the same example, but this time, previously, if you check the supervised learning, we had a folder which was labeled as cats, okay? But here we have bunch of animal images. Let's say we have a folder, okay, called animals. So you'll be saying, okay, this is a label. Okay, yeah, it's a label, but I might have different type of animals, okay? And inside of it, I have 10,000 pictures of cats and 10,000 images of dogs. Now, I, as a human, I know these are images of cats and these are images of dogs, and the labeled is animal. But the machine learning doesn't know that in this folder there are only cats and only dogs. Okay, so only I know, because I'm the one who collected these images. So what is going to happen, that all the images are going to fit into the machine learning, okay? And the machine is going to cluster them or group them according to the pattern he is going to find. Let me just go step by step, and let's say I'm the machine learning algorithm and I'm going to find the pattern. Let's say I'm going to group some images according to their pointy ears. If this dog has a pointy ear and this cat has a pointy ear, I'm going to group it to, let's say, group or cluster. It's going to be cluster actually. It's going to be cluster 1, okay? And it's going to be folder called cluster 1. If I go and click on that cluster 1 folder, I'll see all the images of animals. Let's say I have only dogs and cats here, which were with pointy ears. Another cluster is going to be pointy ears and mustache, okay? A third cluster is going to be no pointy ears, okay? A third cluster is going to be small nose, only these, small nose and a small nose and a small nose and a small nose. This won't be taken and this won't be taken. Another cluster is going to be big nose, okay? A third cluster is going to be a square, a circular face, like this one. This is a circular face. This one a circular face, but this one is not a circular face, and so this one is an oval face, like this one. So these two will be clustered, and so on. He's going to find many patterns whatever he finds, okay? So let's say we have here something called cluster number 1, which is similar group, and he classified them correctly. All the cats in one section are in one group, and the other one is all the dogs are in one group. This is how clustering works, okay? Identify similarities in the groups. Here the similarities were the pointy ears and the small nose and the mustache and whatever. For example, are there patterns in the data indicate certain patients will respond better to this treatment than the others? For example, if you have a vaccine or a new medicine, let's say if you give this vaccine to diabetic people, it will have some side effects. Okay, let's say you had 5,000 diabetic patients and 5,000 non-diabetic. You give them, let's say this is the vaccine, okay, and all the 5,000 diabetic people, they had side effects, and these they didn't have side effects. So it's going to group them. I know it looks like a classification, but here the labeled the data aren't labeled, okay? So it's going to group them or cluster them. Take this example, the images one. Don't forget about this example, it might make it complicated. So take only this example, okay? We're going to take some other examples in the next video. So we have something called clustering, and we have something called anomaly detection. Okay, and then another one called dimensionality reduction, but we won't talk about that one. So we're going to talk about the clustering, and we're going to talk about the anomaly detection. Anomaly detection basically means, is a hacker intruding to our network? Let's say I work in a company, okay, and let me just clear this thing up. Pointer eraser. Okay, so let's say I'm working as a network admin in a company. Okay, I'm a network admin in a company, and I have a bunch of departments. I have an HR department, I have a marketing department, I have accounting department, and so on. And I am giving each one a 10 megabit as a internet speed. Okay, and I'm the network admin, and I told all the departments that do not download movies, do not download big files from the internet. You want to download something, tell me. Okay, but I found suddenly that the HR, they were using all the 10 megabit that I am allocated, and he was requesting for more, which made this department and this department have a low connection. So I called the HR people and I told them, is there anyone who's downloading any movie? They were like, no, there's only one guy here is working, and he's just working on an office softwares. Then I'm going to know that there is something wrong. There might be an application who's requesting a lot of network, and maybe there is a hacker in my network. So this is like anomaly detection. It's going to be like, this is the internet speed, okay, working like this. The guy is working like this. Let's say he downloaded some files, so it went like this, and then it went back after he downloaded, and then suddenly it was like this. This is when the hacker started hacking. Okay, so this is anomaly detection. Anomaly detection means something, abnormalities in the data, something weird just happened. Okay, in next video we're going to see some real examples in unsupervised learning. All you have to know right now, that if there is no label into my data and I have no idea what this data is all about, I'm going to use unsupervised learning, unsupervised machine learning algorithms to group these data and classify, or group them or cluster them for me, and then later on I'll go and check each cluster and see according to which pattern the algorithms clustered these data for me. So, and see you in the next video where we're going to see a real life examples about unsupervised learning. Bye bye.